I want you to start. Just tell me what happened to you Friday night and whenever you came, all in the nights. But just tell,
Can I say what happened before that?
yeah,
Okay.
like with what?
In regard to coming here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm on the beach.
I'm just making because we didn't want you to, tell your whole life story. Okay.
But it will come out sometime. But I was on the beach Friday, and my stepdad was received a flyer from somebody and said, you should check this out. And so we just kind of looked at it, and he said, do you want to go? I said, yeah, let's go. And so I was on the beach, and I was praying about all this, and I said, Lord, if he's the real deal, or if this is the real deal, he'll call me out. And I said, Mr. Devil, Satan, you're not going to steal anything from me. You're not going to keep me from going there, because he tried to keep me from some other things a couple weeks before that, and he tried to stir the pot. And I said, this time you're not going to get a hold of my emotions. You're not going to cause problems in our family to keep us from coming. We're going to go. And I said, Lord, I'm going to expect something. I don't know what, but I'm expecting something. And when you over there said, when you said there's a lady in here, and I can't say it verbatim because I can't remember, but I'm trying to remember within my spirit. You said about 2 weeks ago, and that's when my husband, by a miracle, another miracle, and my 4 kids got to come and visit, because I came to Florida because I knew that the Lord called me to come here to get healed. I knew in the deep in my spirit, that I was going to come here and there was going to be healing, however way. And when you said there's a lady here that 2 weeks ago said, has my tumor shrunk, or thinks that her tumor shrunk, my husband had just been here 2 weeks before, and I had said that to him. And then when you came over there, even before that, the lady next to me said that I was on fire. She said the heat. She goes, this was a cold building. We had blankets on us. We went out to the car and got blankets because it was so cold in here. She said she could barely touch me because I was radiating heat. And then when you called me up, I thought you were just going to say something. I didn't know. I thought you were going to interview me or say something. And I received something so much more. He healed me. I had a tumor. And you know what? Before I came, the Lord said, Rebecca, I have the final report. Don't you listen to what those doctors say. I have the final report. I refuse chemo. I refuse radiation. And I said, Lord, I'm trusting you because I think that this is what you're calling me to do. And some people mocked me, and one of my brothers told me, you just want to get up there and you want to shout and you just want to tell everybody about, you're just so demonstrative in everything and you just want to tell people your story. And my husband looked at him, he said, I hope she does, and she will. And that was my knight in shining armor. And a couple of months before that, my husband had deserted me and my family. And God brought him back, and he's restoring our family through all of this. And he still doesn't know that I'm healed because I haven't been able to get a ticket to go home, and we just did get one the other day that was cheap enough for me to fly home. And so I don't leave until the 17th, and I don't want them to know about it yet because they don't know I'm coming home, because it's a present for my son who was worried that I wasn't going to be there for his birthday. I left on one of my son's birthday, and I'm going to return on my other son's birthday.
So the tumor is gone.
It's totally gone.
All right. And then was there something wrong with your knee as well? Tell me this stuff.
Well, I don't know. I was just standing over there, and I fell on the floor because the Lord just consumed me again. And I had fallen on the floor, and I've had, for about 10 years, I've had this cyst behind my knee, and I haven't been able to completely feel like I couldn't do this before because it hurt. It just hurt, and I refused to have the doctors take care of it because I didn't want to take it. And I just said, forget it, I can live with that. I don't have to do this. But when I do my exercises and stuff, it's uncomfortable. And when I fell on the floor, I woke up, and I said, oh my gosh, it's gone. And then your mom was all crazy, and she's like, yeah. And then you said, yeah. I mean, that's little compared to this other piece, and then my marriage. And my husband he fell away from the Lord for a while. We lost our home. We lost his business. We lost everything. But God is my provider, and he's our restorer. He's a rebuilder, renewer, and a restorer. And I've known that my whole life, and I have not wavered on that. And I've trusted him, and it's him. He gets all the glory and the honor for everything in my life and for what he's doing. And the people at my school, I'm a teacher. I teach kids with special needs. And one of the ladies, yes, I have a heart for children with autism and cognitive disabilities. And people have said to me, Rebecca, you cannot even imagine what's going on in our school. And I can't even get a big picture of it because I don't know. But my son tells me, Mom, I think my teacher's now starting to pray. And he's been so worried since the beginning. He goes, Mom, I don't think my teacher knows God. And now we saying things like, and then I got a card from her and she said, I'm praying for you. I mean, it's touching so many people. That's how God works, though. He's contagious. He's contagious. And he's like a wave. And you cannot not affect somebody if he lives in you. It's contagious. And I'm thankful for that.
Come on, give God some praise. Come on. Supernaturally healed. Now,
and the enemy cannot steal this from me. He cannot, no matter what he says. And you know what else? That night, I didn't even tell you this piece. That night I got home and I said, Lord, I know you healed me. And I was afraid to touch and feel, and I did. And it was still there. And I said, God, I guess it's going to have to be gone by morning because you healed me. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning with my room filled with my favorite fragrance, which is basil. And I smelled, and I said, Lord, what a gift. And then I touched, and it was gone. He woke me up. He woke me up with a fragrance, my favorite. I walk around with a basil like this. I smell it. Yes. That's what he's done. That's you know what? He meets us where the desires of our heart. He knew that my favorite fragrance was basil. He watches me walk around with a little leaf on my nose, smelling it all day. And I didn't have any in my room, so I know it wasn't that. But that's how he works, so mysteriously. I mean, yes. And when I was on the floor, before this happened, I had been praying, Lord, when do I go home? When do I go home? When do I go back to my family? When do I go back to my job? Lord, I don't want to lose my job. Financially, I'm thinking all these things. And I said, Lord, you know what? I don't want to be in fear of all that. I give that all to you. I don't want to be in fear of that. And when I was down on the floor, he kept saying, it's time to go home. It's time to go home. And I said, okay, I'm going to go home. Okay, I'm going to go home.
What would you say to the people watching this on the internet? If they had enough time to get to these meetings, what would you say to them? Is it worth it?
Absolutely. And you know what? If there's something inside of you that's saying, I don't need to go, or maybe I shouldn't go, or if there's an obstacle, it's because God's going to do something. And you jump over that obstacle, you move it, you blow it up, Amen. You destroy it. Whatever it needs to do, you get there because God has something for you. And that's usually when God does have something, because the enemy moves against you even more because he's afraid. That's right. So then you move past that and you say, Lord, whatever it takes, I'm going to get there even if I'm limping or half dead. Because when I get there, you're going to heal me anyways.
Hallelujah. Well, Lord, just finish it right now.